currently what the Prime Minister is attempting is decolonization of the mindset. You know, the colonial mindset he is talking of, getting rid of it. I know that he, as far as that doesn't change the history, and he has never objected to the armed forces history, whether it was pre-British days or during British days also. If you recall, some years ago, there was an exhibition of First World War, and he himself attended that, and he appreciated that what was done there, what was, in fact, he wanted it to be continued for some more time. The other thing I must say, as far as the armed forces are concerned, now our traditions and our traditions, they continue not only during the British time, even earlier than we keep quoting Mahabharata, we keep quoting the quotes from Bhagavad Gita, all that we keep quoting Guru Gobind Singh. So those are also part of our history and traditions, and we continue to maintain that.
You know, but
so
for example,
it is not changing of the history, right, but of course decolonizing our mindset so that we have now a common future. That is what we are dreaming of.
But you know, General Malik, I recall just 2 days ago you responded to a tweet I put out about how VVIP convoys were going in this large VVIP convoys were causing considerable discomfort to citizens. And you responded to that by saying, look, it's a terrible thing, these large convoys, most democracies don't have them. So at one level you are asking us, the citizens, to have our duties as Kartavya Path. What about the Kartavya of our politicians? I mean, you replaced the British Raj with a new Raj. All that has happened is the British Raj has been replaced with a new Raj.
I continue to maintain that our rulers should not, our netas should not behave like the kings of the old days, as if they were, you know, they are trying to follow the colonial customs, whether it is Raj Bhavan or outside with all those cavalcades. That is not decolonizing your mind. In
so
fact,
that is exactly, sir, that is my point. General Malik, no, just a minute, Ajay Kumar. General Malik, that is my point, that the fact is the real decolonization takes place when your mindsets change. Not by changing names, not by saying that, look, I've changed the Central Vista.
Why don't you say that you don't want to...
That is important, of course. That is important. I mean, the leaders, their mindset has to be corrected first if they are following the old colonial tradition. Now, in Raj Bhavan, if you go, I still find it's like the royalty of UK. That kind of a thing, even today, they are following many of those customs.
Exactly.
With the kind of waiters and the kind of custom that they have. Similarly, having a very large cavalcade to travel, that is not on. I mean, that is not democracy at all.
Okay, Ajay Kumar respond.
That is not the kind of future we want.
So, Rajdeep, educate me, Swapan also. I mean, Swapan, I appreciate on what you said on Pandit Nehru. But the question again is, 8,000 crore aircraft is Kartavya Path. 500 crores residents is Kartavya Path. My question again is, what are we doing? 500 crores is the Prime Minister's residence, 8,000 crores is his plane, and you are saying Kartavya? I mean, it's becoming a joke. What Kartavya is this, sir? 8,000 crore aircraft, 11 crore car, 400 crore house, and you are doing a lot of Kartavya. And General Malik is saying about entitlement. Very easy for Prime Minister to say about entitlement. But when you represent the biggest entitlement, you reconstruct the whole new house for the Prime Minister, you construct the whole new aircraft which cost you a handsome sum of 8,000 crores, and then you go preaching to the choir about preaching to the people of India about Kartavya, and then make the Rashtrapati Bhavan into a public museum. Get the Rashtrapati to move out of it. Don't give bhashans, no.
Good. That's
why you have the Rashtrapati. So the question again is, ye natak hai. Event management, 7-day show, Bharat Jodo is going on, distract, Berozgari out of chapter, Mehengai out of chapter, distract.
Okay. You said, should Rashtrapati Bhavan, Mridul Mukherjee, also be made into a museum?
Absolutely. I think I would be very happy, not only Rashtrapati Bhavan, but North Block and South Block, which also have beautiful architecture, beautiful ceiling paintings inside. In fact, I would suggest that if you really want to convince us that you want to decolonize, get out of Lutyens Delhi. You don't like it anyway. You call them Lutyens crowd and whatnot. So why doesn't the government of India get out of Lutyens Delhi?
Very,
Exactly.
Make it into just relics
Cannot
or
be
whatever.
purchased.
We give it to the people to do what they want with it.
You know, so Swapan
It will be
Dasgupta,
so nice.
Swapan Dasgupta, very strong. You know, let's give up Rashtrapati Bhavan, make it a public museum. You were a member of parliament. You
Now
lived in
you have
Lutyens. No, just a minute. Sir, you were a member of parliament. You lived in Lutyens, Delhi. Let's all our MPs also give up these lovely colonial bungalows. Y'all live in these colonial bungalows and you want us, the citizens, to observe Kartavya.
Well, you live in a quite a spacious bungalow yourself, right?
But I don't live in Lutyens, Delhi. I don't live in Lutyens, Delhi at government taxpayers' money. I don't live in Lutyens, Delhi at government taxpayers' money.
The point is, people live. The whole point is, let's look upon this as part of a larger continuum. The Navy flag, for instance, was changed a few days ago.
Yes.
It was the George Cross was dropped from there, and it was replaced by an insignia of Chhatrapati Shivaji's Navy. So that's an important step in this. These are all exercises in symbolism, and these questions about what the Secretariat is there, the PMO is going to be there, etc., are larger questions of efficiency. If you notice, one of the things which happened in this entire Central Vista is that from next year, when Republic Day is celebrated, we will not have these huge dangling wires, because now we've got permanent underground structures which are now put in place.
That's modernization. Swapan
Dasgupta,
Dasgupta, let us not confuse. Everybody supports the modernization of Central Vista.
Both North Block and South Block are going to be turned into museums, which will enable the entire collection of the National Museum.
I think it's a great idea.
Only about 20 or 30% is now on exhibit, which have now been on display, for the entire exhibits to be actually displayed.
Okay.
So that is, to my mind, also a very positive step, and it more or less coincides. So let's not try and make everything into a very big partisan issue. And I'm sure the Bharat Jodo Andolan is also has its own, event management aspect to it. Fair enough, that's part of political life. And there's I don't want to.
We've had a fascinating.